Welcome to the Deep World News Channel. Zelensky announced that the victory strategy is ready and will present it to Western allies. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said yesterday that Ukraine discussed the victory plan. Zelensky stated that this plan consists of military, political, diplomatic, and economic components. The necessary steps were clearly defined and emphasized that Kiev will take strong positions for a just and lasting peace. He also stated that 90% of this plan has already been implemented and that nothing is impossible. Finally, he said, "Next week we will present the victory plan to our allies. We are grateful to everyone who supported us and helped us defend our lives." Meanwhile, there was also development on the Meta platforms. Meta, the owner of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, announced that it has banned media channels affiliated with the Russian state from its platforms. It was alleged that these networks used misleading methods to create hidden influence on the internet. Deep World News asked RT for an explanation and received a surprising response. RT said that it was cute to criticize RT in the West and that this was a race. The UK Ministry of Defense said that Russia's losses in the ongoing war in Ukraine could exceed 610,000, including dead and wounded. The ministry said that Russia was forced to constantly replenish its frontline forces with new soldiers, relying on massive infantry attacks. It also noted that the latest report noted that this year's recruitment rates were low compared to 2023. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock said that if Ukraine collapsed, Moldova could be next. Baerbock discussed the issue with her colleagues at a security conference in the Moldovan capital Chisinau. "Every aid we provide to Ukraine also means preserving Moldova's stability," she said. Moldovan President Maia Sandu said that the war in Ukraine had caused great economic damage to their country. Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to expand the Russian army by adding 180,000 soldiers. The Kremlin announced that with this increase, Russia will reach 1.5 million active soldiers, second only to the Chinese army. It was stated that this expansion was necessary due to the threats Russia faces on its western and eastern borders. It was stated that Putin has expanded the Russian army for the third time since the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Estonian President Alar Karis stated that all restrictions on missile support that Ukraine receives from the West should be lifted. Karis argued that Ukraine should remove Russia from its territory and said that peace would only be possible on Ukraine's terms. Karis also emphasized that Ukraine should be allowed to use Western missiles without restrictions. This issue has been at the top of the international agenda recently. The trial of a French citizen arrested in Russia on charges of unlawfully collecting information on military issues started on Monday, but was quickly adjourned for a month. Laurent Vinatier, arrested in Moscow in June, had earlier pleaded guilty, setting the stage for a fast-track trial without a detailed examination of evidence. Russia has previously used foreign agent charges to target Russian citizens and domestic critics of the Kremlin, including activists, campaigners, and independent journalists. Vinatier is an advisor with the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, a Switzerland-based non-governmental organization. The NGO in June said it was doing everything possible to assist him. Human rights activists have criticized the law and other recent legislation as part of a Kremlin crackdown on independent media and political activists intended to stifle criticism of its actions in Ukraine. Soon after the trial opened on Monday, the judge adjourned the hearing until the 14th of October when prosecutors will declare the sentence they will seek. Vinatier's lawyer, Alexei Sinitsyn, said the trial was adjourned because the prosecution needed more time to prepare for final arguments. If convicted, Vinatier could face up to 5 years in prison. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to be informed about the latest developments. Thank you for following us.